is drawing near. Submit to Yahuah, not to fear. In time, He will dry your tears. Time is drawing near. The shepherd's calling, can you hear? Israel, yeah. Please lend him your ear. When you're feeling low, praise him. When you're feeling down, praise him. When things go your way, praise him. Give him all the glory. We've been here, we've been through it all. He stood and knocked and we answered the door. Ain't been living how we supposed to, but he ain't never let us fall. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Life ain't so beautiful when you live it oppressed. And even though we struggle, we still give it our best. Don't need a pity party, I'm just keeping it real. They labeled us as thugs, we just mentally ill. A broken people, excuse me, chosen people. And we was called by Yahuah, so we ain't close to equal. It's been 400 years, I know that time was tough. But let's get back to the covenant, take those blinders off. We ain't got time for slumber. And look at all the blood that was spilled just to be captives in the land that we build. Is you being for real? How many black men gon' be killed by the hands that's supposed to be shields? We ain't living for real, but that day of reckoning soon to come. They stripped us of our culture and lied about where we from. And we no longer Christians. If it ain't no repentance, then it ain't no forgiveness. It's for my chosen people.
We've been here, we've been through it all. He stood and knocked and we answered the door. Ain't been living how we supposed to, he ain't never let us fall. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All praises to the Most High.
He prophesied we be scattered wide. While we in all nations, tell him Yahuah Shai. Yah existed, he could save us. Give me truth, not religion, ain't nothing made up. But lead them lies to our detriment, yeah, they played us. Now the curse is lifted, we living, we never gave up. Cause we've been down, we've been through it all. But by his grace, we still standing in pursuit of call. Running back to his commandments, shake the devil off. The only reason we was ever lost. We walked away from what he gave us. Everything he made us, devils enslaved us and gave us history they made up. But he's a light into our path. Give him your whole heart and he gon' help us with the math. Press with the real mark and get to taking out the trash. All that running after Satan is the past. All praise to the Most High.
We've been here, we've been through it all. He stood and knocked and we answered the door. Ain't been living how we supposed to, but he ain't never let us fall. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, yeah, the Most High God. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, 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 yeah.
We move on now to the devastation in the West. The Dixie Fire in Northern California raging right into the record books. The state's third largest wildfire in history now, with little signs of slowing down. Several people are missing. Heartbreaking images.
So much of Europe is grappling with extreme weather. This is part of the Mediterranean burns. You got this.
California on fire, Greece on fire. Y'all, we at the end of time. Earthquakes every hour. sheep waiting on they shepherd. He gon' get us together. Y'all, that day gon' be so special. They were printing the next. Stop that sinning before he catch you. His protection is a blessing. Bro just got his kidneys off, but Nabo made a way. Keeping the commandments, showing we appreciate. I will buy some, Yahuah, shall we give him praise? Give it all love for the ancient of days. Protect our kid and her husband shame. They up in the lane. Play my song in Israel, could do nothing but raise my hand. The farm about to clear the lane, so Jacob return again. By the way, we found the ark of the covenant, we ain't playing. We know we at war. Ain't no explanation for the things that I saw. Them chariots is coming, prophecy you can't ignore. Messiah coming back, you want roar, you want roar. Your salvation draw near, look up, that's the update. Only the Father know when he coming, he got the update. So should the Son of Man be lifted up, that's the update. The 12 tribes rise around the world, that's the update. California on fire, fire. Greece on fire, fire. Y'all, we at the end of time. Earthquakes every hour. Most High showing his power. Y'all, this place gon' get devoured. The sheep waiting on they shepherd. He gon' get us together. Y'all, that day gon' be so special. They were printing the next. Stop that sinning before he catch you. His protection is a blessing.
Hey, shalom, shalom, Zion. Let's go, Yasharah. I'm finna take you to one of our gems, families, and then we're gonna get back to the music. Let's go. Take you to one of the gems right quick so we can get to our music.
You can roughly locate any community in the world, somewhere along a scale running all the way from democracy to despotism. One to the democracy end, another somewhere in the middle, and a third. Let's find out about despotism. This man makes it his job to study these things.
Well, for one thing, avoid the comfortable idea that the mere form of government can of itself safeguard a nation against despotism. Germany, under President Hindenburg, was a republic. And yet in this republic, an aggressive despotism took root and flourished under Adolf Hitler.
A community rates low on an information scale when the press, radio, and other channels of communication are controlled by only a few people, and when citizens have to accept what they're told. In communities of this kind, despotism stands a good chance. See how a community trains its teachers.
Bear this in mind. Young people cannot be trusted to form their own opinion. This business about open-mindedness is nonsense. It's a waste of time trying to teach students to think for themselves. It's our job to tell them.
And when teachers put such training into practice, despotism stands a good chance. These children are being taught to accept uncritically whatever they're told. Questions are not encouraged.
How can you ask such a question? Have you got a textbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it say here that our law courts are always just?
Yes, ma'am.
Then how dare you question the fact? Sit down.
And so we aren't surprised when...
But it must be true. I saw it in this book right here.
And if books and newspapers and the radio are efficiently controlled, the people will read and accept exactly what the few in control want them to. Government censorship is one form of control. A newspaper which breaks a government censorship rule can be suspended. It is also possible for newspapers and other forms of communication to be controlled by private interests.
I thought I told you to kill that story. It'll cost us a lot of advertising.
If that story goes out, I quit.
All right.
Many observers have found that two workable yardsticks help in discovering how near a community is to despotism: the respect scale and the power scale.
A careful observer can use a respect scale to find how many citizens get an even break. As a community moves towards despotism, respect is restricted to fewer people. A community is low on a respect scale if common courtesy is withheld from large groups of people on account of their political attitudes. If people are rude to others because they think their wealth and position gives them that right, or because they don't like a man's race or his religion. Equal opportunity for all citizens to develop useful skills is one basis for rating a community on a respect scale. The opportunity to develop useful skills is important, but not enough. The equally important opportunity to put skills to use is a further test on a respect scale. A power scale is another important yardstick of despotism. It gauges the citizens' share in making the community's decisions. Communities which concentrate decision-making in a few hands rate low on a power scale and are moving towards despotism. Like France under the Bourbon kings, one of whom said, "The state. I am the state." Today, democracy can ebb away in communities whose citizens allow power to become concentrated in the hands of bosses.
What I say goes, see? I'm the law around here.
The test of despotic power is that it can disregard the will of the people. It rules without the consent of the governed. Look beyond the legal formalities of an election in measuring a community on the power scale to see if the ballot is really free. If the citizens can vote only the way they're told, a community approaches despotism. When legislatures become ceremonial assemblies only and have no real control over lawmaking, their community rates low on a power scale. In a downright despotism, opposition is dangerous whether the despotism is official or whether it is unofficial.
The spread of respect and power in a community is influenced by certain conditions, which many observers measure by means of the economic distribution and information scales.
If a community's economic distribution becomes slanted, its middle-income groups grow smaller, and despotism stands a better chance to gain a foothold. Where land is privately owned, one sign of a poorly balanced economy is the concentration of land ownership in the hands of a very small number of people. When farmers lose their farms, they lose their independence. This one can stay on, but not as his own boss anymore. To the extent that this condition exists throughout a nation, the likelihood of despotism is increased. In communities which depend almost entirely on a single industry, such as a factory or mine, maintaining economic balance is a challenging problem. If this condition exists over the nation as a whole, so that the control of jobs and business opportunities is in a few hands, despotism stands a good chance. Another sign of a poorly balanced economy is a taxation system that presses heaviest on those least able to pay. A larger part of a small income is spent on necessities such as food. Sales taxes on such necessities hit the small income harder. In the days of the salt tax, feudal despotisms were partly sustained by this and other effects. What sort of community do you live in? Where would you place it on a democracy-despotism scale? To find out, you can rate it on a respect scale and a power scale. And to find out what way it is likely to go in the future, you can rate it on economic distribution and information scales. The lower your community rates on economic distribution and information scales, the lower it is likely to rate on respect and power scales, and thus to approach despotism. What happens in a single community is the problem of its own citizens. But it is also the problem of us all, because as communities go, so goes the nation.
Yeah, family, to get serious real quick. Let's go. Let's go to the next one.
A former Google executive? Well, check out this article that I found on futurism.com, and it's titled, Former Google Executive Warns That AI Researchers Are Creating God. Mo believes that the singularity is coming and that AI poses a serious threat to humanity. Now, in case you don't know what...
Pause. Singularity, my brothers and sisters. Singularity. Let's go. Technological singularity. The technological singularity, or simply the singularity, is a hypothetical point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization. The first to use the concept of singularity in the technological context was John von Neumann. Let's go. Back to the Jews. So when Hamashiach says, let your mind be in me as I am in you, families is dealing with your consciousness, man. It's dealing with your mindset, the place where the set apart Ruach dwells in that. Let's go. Where do you get your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from, families? Where do that come from, families? It comes from your mindset.
Technological singularity is, or singularity basically, it is simply the singularity. It is a hypothetical point in time at which technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseen changes to human civilization. So that kind of gives you an idea of what he warns about. But let's go back to that article, because I want to take you to what actually transpired. And it says this: according to a former Google executive, the singularity is coming. And what's more, he says, is that it poses a major threat to humanity. Mo, formerly the chief business officer for Google's moonshot organization, which was called Google X at the time, issued a warning in a new interview with The Times. In it, he said that he believes that artificial general intelligence, AGI, the sort of all-powerful sentient AI seen in science fiction like Skynet from the Terminator, is inevitable, and that once it is here, humanity may very well find itself staring down an apocalypse brought forth by God-like machines.
Pause. So families, man, the elders that I be at, families, man, we actually talk about this type of stuff, families. It's stuff that most people don't talk about, families, because when you're around other brothers and sisters, man, I mean, they are strong believers, families, but in a sense, they think that they are holier than thou in a way. You know what I'm saying? Walk in the path that the Most High Yah sets forth for you. But at the same time, families, He gives you understanding about what's going on in your reality, man. You're supposed to know about these things, experience these things. That way you can talk about it to the next individual that don't have no clue about what's going on. How can you talk about something that you don't even know that even exists? Yell along, you running with the program, man. That's like in the streets, man. That's not only that's being hypocrite, but in the streets, man, people start calling you a mark cat, man. Like you fraud, you a copycat, man. Don't mess with that dude right there. I'm trying to tell you, he snake like. He don't even know what's going on. He hop on everybody's team. You gotta watch out for people like that. You know what I'm saying? So I be around individuals that try to be in the know. You have to be in the know. How in the heck you gonna sit here and say that you know something about certain things, or the Most High Yah is showing you certain things, but you don't even know what's going on? How can He show you something that you don't even know nothing about? That's been hypocritical, man. You say you say that the Most High Yah show you this stuff, but you don't even know that it's going on. So what type of things is He showing you? You know? Let's continue.
I don't know about you, but such a statement really sends chills down my spine. And the fact of the matter is, this Google executive is not the only one who has been warning about this kind of AI technology, Terminator or Skynet style. In fact, a couple others did as well. Check out this CNBC article, and this was back in April of 2018. Elon Musk also warned that AI could create an immortal dictator. Immortal dictator sounds a lot like the book of Revelations, from which we can never escape. Also, Stephen Hawking issued a warning back in 2014. He says that artificial intelligence could end mankind, and that's from a BBC News article.
Pause. So most people sit there and say, what do artificial families, man? When I be over there at Rebirth Families, we talk about iron mixed with clay families. What do you think that concept is coming from, families? It was meant for the third and fourth generation at that point in time, families. They did not have that type of technology at that point in time. We do. So you cannot be naive off the scriptures that you be reading, man. You cannot be naive off that. I stay far away from certain individuals, man, that swear that they got it going on. You say that you well versed in the scriptures, but at the same time, man, when prophecies are being put forth, you don't have nothing to say about it. You just telling us, hey, you cool, just just work on your own salvation. You straight. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't applying no type of applications. You just talking, man. Man, actions speak way louder than words, especially from where I come from. Actions speak way louder than words. I can't be moving like a certain individual that all they do is just talk. But you ain't showing nothing. You ain't out here in the streets. You ain't out here talking to the homeless. You ain't out here putting a word forth. You ain't out here letting your light shine, man. Some people just do this stuff. Back then, they did not have computers, man. They actually had to go out there and put in that work. So when I listen to my brothers and my sisters that sit over here, man, saying that let your light be shine, don't stick behind no computer screen, man. People, I be doing most of my stuff on my cell phone. Everything come on my phone. Everything. I am not behind no laptop, man. You see my messages. I don't even keep my phone on lock. Anybody can come through my phone. People that do that passcode type of, I don't hold secrets, man. Because I know that everything that I keep up under my bed in my closet, man, the Most High y'all gonna put shine that light on that, man. So I try to be as real as I can possibly be. But now I'm starting to see that everything that I thought that I knew, the Most High Yah exposing it, families, and he let me clearly know that you ain't got it going on, Mo. You don't. Your forefathers ain't have it going on. That's why I put curses on them. The seed of their children got them exact same curses. But guess what? I made promises to your forefathers. So you will receive these blessings once you start doing things of my pleasing. I'm understanding that now. I can't just be making up my own rules just because I know I'm the man. It don't work like that. It doesn't, man. So when we was talking about that what they say metaverse, that Mark Zuckerberg is doing with Fedbook and Facebook, families, these cats is using AI to control your mindset, man. iron mixed with clay, they don't literally how to take off one of your arms and legs and attach like some type of metal on there. No, man. No. These people is clearly showing you how they can put machines, goggles and stuff like that on your head, man. And you look through this visual type of virtual world, and you can create your own reality, man. They do that with story modes with Facebook and Instagram. And no telling what else they platforms they do that stuff. When you go to their story, yeah, their story, they showing you all their pictures. They telling you all they do. Man, they making posts. They putting the videos behind the post. Ooh, come and check this out. Put a heart on it. Put a like. Man, these people don't even understand what's going on. The iron mixed with clay. They don't even understand what's going on, man. They don't even understand. They thinking that you literally have to be like a Arnold Schwarzenegger, man, and you just no. These cats is injecting things in your bloodstream, man. That thing that happened over there in here in Houston when Travis Scott was doing that. Look, yeah, we finna go to that. Yeah, we finna go to that. Let's continue.
And also, Epic Times put this out in September 17th, 2021. So this is a very recent article. But the United Nations has also warned that artificial intelligence may pose negative, even catastrophic threats to human rights. I think it's a little bit more in depth than that. But going back to this article here, I think what Mo is really trying to say here, the executive, is, I think he's talking about stuff straight out of the book of Revelation. And I say this as a Christian because I've read.
Pause. So this queen, hey, King Geeks Dad, shalom, Aki. How you doing, King? May the Most High always hold you guys, you bless you, keep you, and protect you. It's good to see you, King. Salute, much respect. Man, we had the son of Zion that stepped in the building, man. Let's go, Yasharal. Let's go. All right, so families, this queen is clearly letting people know, especially those of her own nation, man, and people that just be rocking out at her channel, families, letting y'all know that, families, these people is literally using machines, just like when we told you what COVID stand for. COVID stand for Certificate of Vaccination. ID, the new identification card. They can care less about your security card now, man. Families, man, they getting your true identification with your bloodstream, your DNA. That's why we was going over the Yahuah code in in our class over there at Rebirth, telling you, families, that the true code that the Most High gave you, families, was blood, made of His what image. That's why they putting this stuff that with biblical things, and they lining this stuff up, y'all, so you will not get confused. These people is trying to control your mindset using what? AI. So when you look up the number 19 in COVID-19, the 19 ain't standing for the year that it came out, man. It's clearly telling you that the number 1 is the first letter of the alphabet and the number 9 is the 9th letter of the alphabet, which is I. You got AI. If you do AI, that's artificial intelligence. They telling you when they brought it out, man. That's why they letting you know that the Agenda 21 thing, it doesn't happen. They went global with it, y'all. They was talking about the Agenda 21 back in the 70s, the 60s, man. They fulfilled that. Didn't it go global? Didn't they shut the whole world down? Alright then. So quit being stupid for those that act like they don't know what's going on. Those that, man, that's why they be bashing people like us, man, that be getting into the trenches, man. We in the middle of the belly of the beast, families. We stay in them bad neighborhoods, man. We don't stay in the suburbs, man. So people like us that's waking up to this truth, they be like, they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They hearing gunshots every day. Oh, well, I'm still alive. I'm still surviving. But don't make it seem like that I don't know what's going on in my reality, man. What's going on in the world. What's going on to all humanity. And nah, don't play me like that, because I'm not playing you like that. Don't play me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do that much talking.
That's one thing I don't do. I show you facts. I show you things that I know for a fact that everybody on this planet, if you got any type of cell phone or whatever, you can go look this stuff up. You could do your own research. Train up your kids in the way that they should go. That way, when they get older, they will start walking in the righteous way of Yah. You know what I'm saying? You got to be knowing what's going on out here. Period. All that talking and you don't know what's going on worldwide, but just only in your own community. Man, that's a lot of ghettos, man, everywhere you go on this planet, man. So just don't make it seem like just wherever you at in your area, it's just important. No, man, this whole earth is important. You gotta know bits and pieces about what's going on all four corners, because his chosen people is scattered on all four corners, man. People they say they're not selfish, but they have a little bit of selfishness in them, man. How are you showing charity if you're too busy worried about you?
It talks about the false prophet that will create an image that everybody is forced to worship, which sounds exactly like the AI technology that Elon Musk and the Google executive are talking about. In this particular idol, it's got to be some kind of technology can speak to people, and basically it says, if you're not worshiping this idol, which is an image of the Antichrist, then you're dead, right? Here's what I'm talking about. Let's go to the book of Revelation, and this is Revelation chapter 13. And it says this here: I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, and it talked like a dragon. It uses all the authority of the first beast on its behalf, and it makes the earth and those that live on it worship the first beast whose mortal wound was healed. Now that section is talking about a false prophet and the Antichrist. So the Antichrist rises in the last day. He's an all-powerful dictator, and then the false prophet also comes up. And then he says, it performs spectacular signs, even making fire come down from heaven in front of people. It deceives those living on the earth with the signs that it is allowed to do on behalf of the first beast, telling them to make an image for the beast who was wounded by the sword, that's the Antichrist, and yet lived. The second beast, the false prophet, was allowed to impart life to this image, this AI creation, if you will, of the first beast, so that the image of the beast could talk and order the execution of those who would not worship the image of the beast. So right there, I'm going to hit pause. The false prophet creates this AI technology that could talk.
Pause. Now, this queen, man, has something, man, very important. What she trying to understand you now. In the Hebraic culture, families, we understand this beast is being all nations, families. Every nation, families, has technology. They have what they call some type of artificial intelligence, families. Doesn't matter what country you talk about. It doesn't matter. They have these towers, families, that send signals, families. Some people don't believe in satellites, families. These cats created these satellites, families. You know what I'm saying? They created it for their world, not ours. Okay? So those that don't believe in satellites, that's you. Families, we have it where we have information and documents, families, when they started creating the first satellite, man. But you would listen to certain individuals that say satellites don't exist. I actually heard a brother that sit there and say satellites don't exist. Are you serious? Some people got a iPhone 13. Where you think these signals coming from, man? Get out of here with that. These cats wilded out. So in the Hebraic culture, this beast is nations. They all got what they call nuclear warfare, families. Nukes. That's the true beast. You know what I'm saying? It's the nukes, y'all. It's the nukes. The artificial intelligence, that is a whole different thing on its own, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We talking about how all these nations gotta gather themselves together to create a body. We talking about a whole body, just like us as the believers. It's different individuals that believe in him that create the body of Hamashiach, so we can be his what? Bride. So we can be the bride of Christ. It's different individuals all over this earth, man. From different nations. We all come together from different nations that is gathered to create what? A body. But these people want you to make it seem like that is one thing. No. No. It's deeper than that, man. But if you ain't been taught that, if you leaning on your own understanding, then cool. The Most High y'all gonna make you a fool when your time comes. You gotta be amongst other brothers and sisters. That's why he say gather yourself. You need different perspectives of his word, families. But it's coming from different individuals, man. I'm not just supposed to sit up under under just one moray. There's many morays. In the last days, there should be no man that shall teach you. Let's go. I got something to show you. I got some gems, man. I got some gems.
To everyone is to question everything. Everything this Western society has taught you. Julius Caesar committed arguably the worst atrocity known to mankind. He is single-handedly responsible for destroying hundreds of thousands of years of history by burning down a library in Egypt. Why would you burn down a library? What are you trying to hide? The Library of Alexandria, to be exact, which is named after Alexander the Great, who also had a hand in destroying hundreds of thousands of years of African history. The esteemed Napoleon, mind you, who was defeated by Toussaint Louverture and the Haitians, also came into Egypt and defaced all of the sculptures representing any type of African features. How far back do you think whitewashing goes? Then people have the nerve to say that because Europe colonized America and Africa, that the original Egyptians were not black. By that logic, I guess white Americans represent what Native Americans should look like today, right? Why have we been written out of history and why do we accept it? Why does Buddha have Bantu nuts and stretched earlobes? Isn't that an African tradition? Why do the Olmec heads in America have lips and nostrils thicker than mine? We are the original people, the originators of everything. Our history doesn't start with slavery. It was just erased up until that point.
Man, let's go, families. Now, let me show you how injecting something in your bloodstream is something important to them. Why, families? Because, families, it's not too easy to control people's mindset. That's why I showed you this one clip back in 1947, how they was doing it with their own people at that point in time. A lot of black people ain't have no televisions at that point in time, man. A lot of people that was part of our culture, families, didn't have these type of necessities. So what was they doing? They was guinea pigging their own people, man. And then they started spreading it out, y'all. We was already suppressed as it was. They needed to experiment on their own, man. And that's what they did. That's why I showed you that video. They tried to warn us, the lost video from 1947. How would I know about this if I wasn't talking to my brothers and sisters and them that's telling me that you got to expand your knowledge, man? Quit being around certain people that's telling you that you just got it going on because you believe. Families, man, the man Yahuah clearly says that because you believe in him, you're going to get persecuted. So families, these cats going to try you, man. They're going to try you. They're going to try you what you know. They're going to try you what you can do. And they're going to be boastful about what you're going to do about it too. You can't do it by yourself. You need other people, man. So I stay away from other platforms, especially on this social media thing. That when you're around a group of people that think that the host, whoever that channel holder is, think they got it going on. Man, you is lostly mistaken. You hear me? Lostly mistaken because you don't. Humble yourself. You need to start gathering with other brothers and sisters. We need to start squabbing up. And whatever valuable information you have, man, you need to start putting that stuff out, man. Because you can't make it seem like that you don't, because I know you smart. I know you are. I know you smart. I know you is. I know that you know more than what you telling us right now. Quit holding this stuff in. Let it out, man. So at that class that I was at, man, they did 10 hours yesterday, man. That was powerful, families. They telling people, man, y'all need to quit being quiet and start crying aloud. The Most High said and saying, my people is going to shout in this time, man. Let's go. All right, families. So here in Houston, they had what they call the Astro World Festival, right? And families, man, these young cats, families, was wilding out, man. I didn't even talk about this yesterday because yesterday was one of our set apart days. So, family, it's all about the biblical scriptures, man. We're going to talk about it today, though.
What the fuck is that? So Travis D.
So he saw that, families. Even when he was about to perform another song, he saw what was going. People was dropping, families. Everybody started running and stuff like that. But they was saying that they believed that there was people out there injecting people with what? That's the question. With what? Let's watch that again.
What was going on? So Travis did end up seeing what was going on.
All right, now let's go to this clip.
Mess around. We different from 9 days. I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject.
That's okay with you real quick. Please, let's do it.
Pause. Now check this out, families. Man, they even had kids, man. Man, this is the youth families. They even had kids running up on the stage, man, telling them, man, the bodies are dropping out there. Bodies are dropping, man. And they still didn't stop the show. Even when Travis, I think he was about to do his second song, and he started seeing what was going on, and he started pointing. We saw that video. He even sat there and said, you know what I'm saying? Man, but his team sits there and says, man, that the show must go on. Families, man, that's our youth, man. Like people about my age, these are kids, man, that's out there, man, acting a fool, y'all. Why? We the one that's trained them, man. We the one that's raising them, man. You don't know what your kid doing, man, when they ain't in your presence, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what your kid out there got going on, man. What clubs they going to, man. What events they showing up at, man. Let's go. praises, families. And what that one represented, families, was she coming out singing is us singing to Yahusha, uh while he's waiting for us, families. That gathered, that bride that is preparing herself for her groom. And the brother that was waiting at the altar was representing Yahusha. So that's why she comes out on her wedding day. You know, the set apart ones are starting to understand that. That's why she was saying his name. And I come to dance for you. You know what I'm saying? So that was beautiful. I wanted to show that and display that to y'all, families, to show you, families, that even our Latin brothers and sisters understand, families, the way. They understand those that are set apart, man. Hey, King, well, I am in the building. Shalom. Shalom, King. Salute. Much respect, man. We got my brother Eastad in the building, too, man. We got the King showing up in the building. Family, I got some jewels, man. We got to go over the singularity, y'all. We have to go over it, families, because it's written in the scriptures. And the prophet Daniel was trying to tell us these things, Sean. They are our ancestors was trying to tell us these things. So me, I don't do that much talking, but when I do say something, families, I'm saying I try to show you what I've been learning. You know what I'm saying? Because families, I have this stuff I didn't know. When it come down to the streets, I think I know a little bit what's going on. I know when I jumped off the porch. So I think I know a little bit what's going on in these streets. But families, man, walking on them streets of gold, man, I didn't have no idea what world that was, man. How can I make that my reality? How can I manifest myself into that? I did not understand that I can do that. I got the power to do that. You have the power to do that. Because Yah know you going to get him the glory. He give you these things, man. You know what I'm saying? He just wants you to know that once I give you this gift, are you going to embrace it? You know what I'm saying? Not take it for granted, but embrace it and willing to share it to the next individual. Because what I gave to you, I gave to you freely. Are you going to hold on to it and not share it? Are you willing to give something that was given to you freely to another? Free indeed, man. You know what I'm saying? So I see things like that, you know. So that's why I showed y'all this beautiful clip of this wedding. And the queen, she represents Yasharal. She represents the bride of Yahusha. And that brother that was standing at the altar, he represents Yahusha, the groom, waiting on his bride. So we're going to play that one more time, because it's meant for the set apart ones. Even our Latin brothers and sisters know his name, man. Pause. Now, families, man, you see how she's saying Yahusha, and families, she's it's almost like letting us know in a way that those that do have a wife, whoever your spouse is in your life, she don't belong to you. She was given to you as a gift, as a helpmate, just only for you, but she don't belong to you. She belongs to the Father, man. She's supposed to help you complete your journey as a man. That's what she's there for. That's why people sit there and say soulmates. But you got to understand the true meaning of a soulmate. You don't read soulmates in your Bible, man. So where did they get that concept from? In the Hebraic culture, we know what that concept is. It's an ancient concept. It ain't none of this modern stuff, families. The ancient ancestors wasn't using no soulmate because they know who that soulmate was. They knew the true meaning behind that woman, man. The Most High said a helper. He didn't say a soulmate. He says a helper. She's going to come and help you complete your journey as a man. And she's going to go right back to her daddy.
I was looking at the clock when it struck 12 a.m. Heard a voice in my head told me get up out that bed. So I got down on my knees and I started praying. I said, Lord, I know it's you. What are you saying to me? He said, my son, you're forgiven, but I want you. Gotta watch the way you're living. I know life it gets hard, but you can't give in. I'll be waiting for you at the gates of heaven. Jesus Christ never changed. He said the same, like in Hebrews 13 verse 8. If I die for my God, no real way. Every day I'm trying to do what the devil hates. I was cold. They will say my life, can you sell your soul? I don't wanna do it, won't lose control. Dying for my God, it's the way I go. Lost in the waves, drowning in cities, trying to put me in a grave. Felt a hand pull me up and now I'm saved. So if I die now, I'm shining for my man. I was looking at the clock when it struck 12 a.m. Heard a voice in my head told me get up out that bed. So I got down on my knees and I started praying. I said, Lord, I know it's you. What are you saying to me? He said, my son, you're forgiven, but I want you. Gotta watch the way you're living. I know life it gets hard, but you can't give in. I'll be waiting for you at the gates of heaven. I just wanna live. I wanna have these stories I can pass on to my kids. I wanna give you all my love, even when I can't admit. I've been falling in the mud, never forgiving, never forget. Can you come and fill me up? Fill me with your love, whoa. I already know I want, whoa. I ain't never giving up, whoa. Can you fill me with your love? Fill me with your love, whoa. I'm tired. Can you come and lift me higher? I need your love to inspire me. Lift me up as far as I can see. I need you right by me. I was looking at the clock when it struck 12 a.m. Heard a voice in my head told me get up out that bed. So I got down on my knees and I started praying. I said, Lord, I know it's you. What are you saying to me? He said, my son, you're forgiven, but I want you. Gotta watch the way you're living. I know life it gets hard, but you can't give in. I'll be waiting for you at the gates of heaven. Shabba made another one.
That was my bad, families. You know they ain't gonna let me play everything like that. That's why I try to look for videos, families, that they will let me play, families, without interrupting the stream. So those that got kicked out, man, I hope y'all be able to come back, families. Your boy is still in the building. With that being said, families, we're gonna continue this. Let's go.
Times get rough, still gotta hold a faith. Jah promised me the whole wide world, I just gotta wait. Lift your head up, hold it high, keep on believing in the Most High. Keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing. I know that life here up, but yo, me nah go wash the face because me know the Father got me over. Well, me steady hold the faith in the struggle and the trial. Devil could have never touch me, no. Well, me have to pay the rent, I know me have to pay the rent, but me don't know where that I come from, no. Well, but I provided for this kids, man, me know him watching over me, and that I give me comfort, yeah. Well,
Me have a baby on the way, I know me need a place to stay, so me praying every day, I know I. Well, but as I give me guidance, me by him a lady way, remember him a lady way, you know I. Even when me pocket kinda shallow, me still have something to eat, me still have something to swallow, oh I. Well, Jaja, you make my day, I me never gonna stray, cause I you me, I go follow, oh I. Hold it up, keep on believing, the whole side. Keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing. I depend on you, Chacha, to direct my path. I know you see me through, Chacha, and I know chosen are a few, Chacha, and Lord be my guide, 'cause all I need is you, Chacha. Israel, life is so hard, but there's no need to cry. Stand firm on your faith. All you gotta do is try. Jaja will be there. Raise your head to the sky and give thanks to the Father. All praises to the Most High. Hold it up, keep on believing in the Most High. Keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing. Even when times get rough, Jaja will be there. And even when the going gets tough, Jaja will be there. When the world's turned against you, Jaja will be there. So lift your head high and praise the Most High. Hold it up, keep on believing in the Most High, in the Most High. Keep on believing, keep on believing, keep on believing. Lift it up now. Hold it high. Hold it high. Keep on believing. Keep on believing. Most High. Most High. Keep on believing. 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 I know times get rough. Still gotta hold the faith. Jah promised me the whole wide world. I just gotta wait.